all the people you mentioned in the Bible, you start to look at these stories and you realize, oh yes, every story of every human being is that they have had something to overcome in their life. They've had some kind of struggle.
In fact, what I really like what you said about identifying it in a kid and saying, "Hey, I'm proud of you for being resilient." What? Well, even if the kid doesn't know what that word is. And this reminds me of what Aaron and I talk a lot about, narrating for your kids as you go through life, as you live life with them, narrating for them what's going on. And this is just a great example of it, where you're saying, "Hey, you are being resilient." And then that is such a teaching opportunity. And they're learning as you narrate. It's not like you have to sit down and say, "Hey, I want you to realize you are being resilient." And resilient means, it's just in the normal flow of life and conversation. And so it's such a good tool.
Yeah. And I love the idea, Kathy, of finding heroes for our kids. My favorite type of book to read is biographies. It's also like movie wise. I love when we watch movies that are true stories. They're so inspiring, but thinking about, as we're reading biographies and stories of people in the Bible and maybe books we have around the house, that we're pointing out to them, do you see that they got the answer no, no, no over and over again, but they still persevered through that? Or this person didn't work out, but they kept pushing harder. Or, you think about like all the people you mentioned in the Bible, you start to look at these stories and you realize, oh yes, every story of every human being is that they have had something to overcome in their life. They've had some kind of struggle. And to present that to our kids, what better way to teach them about resiliency?
Yes, I love what you just said. And it's so true. So again, why are we afraid? Too many people make it about them. You guys, you can't be perfect parents. I will say this: you are the perfectly imperfect parent for your kids, or you wouldn't be that kid's mom or dad. Whether it's by birth, adoption, or fostering, God ordains the family unit. So perfect has been done. His name is Jesus. Perfect has been done in your family unit, or you wouldn't be a family. I have a good friend right now, good friends who are struggling beyond struggle with a 16-year-old internationally adopted boy, and it's a mess times two. But they have no regret. They were drawn to him, and they are to be his parents. It's hard sometimes. But you can't make it about you. It's not that. In fact, I think to let them struggle and to see the growth will give you more encouragement as a parent than stopping the struggle. Because if you keep stopping the struggle with the no, let me do it for you. Like, how many of us see a kid about to make a mistake and we correct them before they've even finished making the mistake, because we can't handle it if they make a mistake. We're not perfect. And we need to not do that so that they learn who they are, and they'll trust you more when you're present and available. Has it ever happened to either one of you that you were just about to solve a problem and someone solved it for you? It could be as simple as a jigsaw puzzle, and you're working on it and you're looking for the one yellow piece, and you've been looking for whatever seems like forever, and you're determined to find that one yellow piece, and somebody walks up and, oh, here it is. Don't you want to just slap his face? and aren't you, has it ever happened that you're just about to solve a math problem, or just about to remember a person's name in the church lobby, and somebody rescues you, and they meant well by that, but it defeats you? We've got to let our kids discover their capability by being successful in and through the struggle. And it means that in fact, I even say in the book, sometimes leave the room. If you're afraid you're going to overhelp, if there's safety there, sometimes leave the room. I sometimes will put my hand over my mouth so that I'm not quick to correct or suggest something, because I love to solve problems. I don't want to see people struggling. But I know, because I've lived long enough to know, that in the struggle, there's great victory. We just have to believe that in our believing, and stay attentive and listen, and answer enough of their questions that they know they can keep coming to us.